Hi, my name is Jill. I want to share with you about signs that I get from my neurodivergent identical twin sons, Michael, who was killed in the hospital by blood thinners March 26, 2020. They both lived with me all their lives. Sean died in his sleep last year, May 5th, 4 years and 40 days after his identical twin brother was killed at UCSD by blood thinners. I'm being called to share about the signs that I get because I couldn't go on really without being aware of this. I am so thankful and so grateful. The love is so strong from heaven across the veil from the other side, and I have so much proof of it, undeniable proof. So I want to share a little bit. I want to keep these videos short. I'm not a professional, as you'll see. I don't even have the right lighting. I'm not a great speaker, but I'm keeping it real, okay? Because I want to help others. It's the least that I can do. So, it was a horrible experience, sudden death with Michael, and actually both with Michael and Sean. I want to share with you that I was led to this book. I wasn't ready to say goodbye. This book helped me out a lot. And I highly recommend it, along with some others I will share about later on in this video, at the end. One of my first signs from Michael was when I got home from the hospital, which we had to take Michael off of life support. He started hemorrhaging from the blood thinners that they gave him. They didn't listen to me, that he had bleeding issues, and that's in another video that I have on my channel here. They forced me to leave him. It was horrible. One of my sons was on his 6th deployment, and I was in a nearby hotel room, and I asked him to please call and talk to the nurse and have her put the phone to Michael's ear, because hearing is the last to go. So he did that, and because they were not kind to me when I would call and ask, how he was doing. I mean, it was unbelievable, the horrible treatment. It really, really was. It was cruel. Now they're trying to say, oh, it was just a big misunderstanding, but it's in another video previous to this one. This one I want to try to stick to the signs and then, Sean's transition. But we were trying to get Sean on the phone to say goodbye. He was sleeping. So his brother and dad was able to get over there and wake him up, and he called. We had already taken the tube out of Michael, the breathing tube, and we were like, hurry up, come on. Sean called and said, I love you, Michael. Imagine being woken up and being told that your identical twin brother is dying. So 2 breaths later, Michael stopped breathing. That was it. 2 breaths. He was waiting for Sean to say goodbye. And when I got home, I was in Michael's room, and I saw something underneath his desk. And it was this card that I gave him a long time ago. And it says on the back, this card is infinite in value and never expires. Pass it on to a loved one. That was my first sign. Another sign after that was I came across in papers, "You are my mother, and you are my best friend. I will be the circle of steel for you. I love you so much. Never give up. Z-Fect." I'm telling you, it means so much. So I laminated it and I got it around and by my bed. And when I went to pick up Michael's cremains early in the morning at the crematory, there was this beautiful rose on the walkway. I asked the woman inside, I said, "Do you do this for everybody that comes to pick up their loved one's cremains?" She said no. She didn't know how it got there. And she had never seen anything like it. And there I am with Michael's silly face mask on, leaving with my son's cremains in the beautiful rose. That was really profound. And then I was always finding coins. I had a dear friend, Lil, who died, and she would always send me coins, or she taught me about them because those were her signs from her deceased husband, her beloved Ray, who was Lil and Jill, and she loved my family, my boys. And so all throughout these years, I have found coins like out in the middle of the field where nobody is, or where I'd park in a vacant parking lot, and where I'd get out, there would be a coin or coins, or on my pathway into the store, or just pulling into a gas station where there's so many gas pumps, and I'd pull up to one where I'd get out and there would be a coin, a dime, a penny, a nickel. Well, here's some of them that I emptied from 3 mugs. That's Lilith. That's Sean's kitty cat. So I still find them. Just this morning, I was walking out in the field, up the hill, and on my way back down, I just walked a little bit out of the different way, and I looked down and there was a nickel. So it's just beautiful, these little signs, which I'll talk more about. Another thing that was profound was, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Suzanne Giesman, a world-renowned medium. I was in her class back in December of 2021. I was really struggling because I'd spent a year and a half trying to get justice for Michael from the hospital and what they did to him. I was going through all the medical records and just filing complaints and trying to get justice for Michael, but to no avail. But I was blessed with these signs from my son. So I was in Suzanne's class and she was talking about automatic writing, wanted us all to do an automatic writing. Well, I decided to just close my eyes and do drawing, which is what I had done years ago when trying this out. And I focused on a starry night during meditation instead of a bright light, because bright lights tend to make me feel hot. And so I focused on a starry night. So there was bright, beautiful stars, and it was dark. And during my meditation, then the monitor went dark. And I saw a Z, an A to Z. I closed my eyes and I drew this on a 3-hole piece of paper, and this is what I came up with. I saw a Z. There's the A to Z. A is for Adetra, which is my angelic name. Z is Michael's Twitch handle name. And then it went to a V right here, which Michael would always do the V sign, as you can see in the picture over there. then it made like a 6, right there. Michael was my 6th son. And then it made like a wave and or fin, and then it went down around that hole to where it looks like an eye. And then it made like an infinity symbol there, which is also part of what I see as a dolphin. You can't make this up, okay? I mean, my eyes were closed, and I'm not kidding. This was just, I couldn't believe it when I looked at it and deciphered it. During grief therapy, my therapist had suggested that I think of a happy place to go with Michael. And the happy place for me to go was swimming in clear blue waters with dolphins with Michael. You can't make this up. I mean, this is just on 12/2/2021. And then on 12/21/2021, a few weeks later, I was struggling so much, feeling like I'd driven my son to his death. And I was just like, how can I take this? You know, how can I handle this? Because Sean was in deep, deep, dark despair, losing his identical twin brother. And they were both late diagnosis of autism, Asperger's. They were so brilliant, and they both had tremors. And now Michael was gone and had been gone. And I just was talking to my angels, you know, and I turned to my TV that I was on YouTube, and there was Michael Sandler, the angel guy. And it was titled, "Leave Your Worries to the Angels." And that's still available 12/21/2021. Came in at the end of it. I had asked a question. It took a lot of courage to do that, but I did it. I mean, I was just trembling inside, and Michael was through with taking questions, but his producer, Aya Bear, she got the question to him. I had no idea what content was going on, but I was asking him how to handle grief, you know, and explain about my identical twin sons and how can I help my identical twin son who's surviving. They live with me all their lives. And he took my question, and that was just so helpful to me, and that began my journey with Michael Sandler and joining the School of Mystics and continuing on with Suzanne Giesman's class. That in January of 2022, I was blessed with having a reading with Suzanne. Now, she doesn't know who passes, and I just somehow was blessed. My guides, her guides, and who she said, whoever's on the other side, you know, really wants this to happen. And she couldn't see me because I was new to Zoom, and she said that doesn't matter as long as you can see me. And I'm telling you, Michael jumped in right away. It was so beautiful, really was. I mean, he was like going like this, but she was feeling pain in her side, and she was really in pain. She says, "Oh, this doesn't happen," you know. I don't think she's had it happen to her before that painful. And then she could feel like a gurgling, and I said, "Well, do you want to know?" She said, "Okay, you can tell me a little bit, but don't tell me too much." I said, "My son." She says, "Oh," she knew it was a son, you know, and she was feeling the pain. I said he hemorrhaged from his liver from blood thinners, and the gurgling was because he was hemorrhaging internally. And then it just went on, and I will share that with you another time because I want to keep these short. But I have so much to share, and I want to help others to be aware of the signs I see 7-Eleven all the time, their birthdays. 11-11, which is very spiritual. I even have a little video about that. All the 11s I came across when I was walking back from the school bus stop from taking my grandson there when I was visiting over there. And all those 11s, and then what totaled up to 7 at the end, and then 7-Eleven. No, it's really beautiful. I do want to share this though. One time I went into a store, it was early in the morning, and I said, "Oh, Michael." And guess what? All of a sudden, Daft Punk's song, One More Time, came on. And that was one of the songs that Michael, we all loved and we would dance to, and it was on the Celebration of Life video, which is also on my Adetra 111, which is this channel. And it's just, I couldn't believe it. And that was like early in the morning, and I've got that on video as well. One of these days I'll upload that too. It's just taken a lot for me to get to this point. So anyway, that'll be it for now. And just stay strong and stay brave. I have to tell myself that all the time, and it's okay to not be okay. It's okay. Love ourselves up. And just know that your loved one is with you. The love is strong from heaven, from across the veil, from the other side. And I have so much more to share with you. So I'm sending you all healing energy, love, peace, comfort, and a big hug. We'll see you soon.